This is a biggie. Well, welcome to Mudwalkers. My name is Chris. There's a Patreon link in the description below. Clicking on the link is free. And the Patreon options you'll find there are pretty affordable. So go ahead and check it out, even if you don't want to support me. Yeah, I'd appreciate it if you click the link and check it out. The Patreon is pretty cool, I think, but I'll get into that in a minute. So, yeah, insecurities about your body. I've heard everything from I'm too skinny, I'm too fat, I'm too old, I have surgery scars, I have injury scars, I'm just not attractive. And I want to give you some hope as a longtime naturist. And I know that this type of video can come off as cheap sometimes, because those of us in the naturist content creation scene that are relatively more or less good looking, it's easy for us to say. But I'm telling you something that I've heard from other naturists who do have surgery scars, or who are overweight, or who are dangerously skinny, or not necessarily dangerously, but like noticeably very thin. I've heard things from all these kinds of naturists who got into naturism just fine. The person who cares most about these supposed flaws in your body, that's you. You're the one that cares. I mean, the rest of us just see a person. Okay, like for example, when you're watching this video, the fact that my hair is this long is kind of an incidental detail. It's nuance. It could be long, it could be short, it could be up, it could be down. You don't really care, because what you see before you is just a human being in your eyes. The same thing goes for scars or obesity or any other kind of thing that you're dealing with in terms of your body security or size. Oh, my breasts are too big, my breasts are too small, my penis is too big, my penis is too small. Yes, I have heard both ends of the spectrum on the penis front. I know a guy here locally who has a, shall we say, statistically unusually long piece of his body. He doesn't want to get into naturism because he's afraid he would get too much attention. And I can't altogether blame him, but I tell him the same thing that I'm telling you, which is that the person who cares most about that is him. So if you're worried about your supposed flaws with your body, I would say don't be. In naturism, those are pretty normal. The people who participate in naturism are not all young, fit people, magazine-worthy people, if you will. There's a few of those. They're out there. I've seen some of them around the resorts and whatnot, but for the most part, it's really just regular folks. The people that you would see walking around the shopping mall, those are the kinds of people you're going to see in naturism. People you would see on a public beach. The same kind of people you'll see in a nude resort. Yeah, you're going to find young people, old people, thin people, fat people. You're going to find people with good skin and bad skin, with warts and moles, and, or not, and like all of these things. You're probably more normal than you think. I mean, there's even amputees in naturism. So I just want to encourage you that chances are you're doing the same thing that I did, which is overblow my insecurities. I was so afraid of trying naturism the first time. You can probably hear that playing on the video. But I had some insecurities going into naturism too. I was afraid that my hardware was going to be more or less unacceptable and people weren't going to like it. But the fact is, when I really got into naturism, I found out that it's really not about people liking it or not liking it. It's about being human. Naturists just see people. That's part of the beauty of naturism. So I want to encourage you, if you're looking at going to a nude resort, a nude beach, I recommend a resort on your first try, personally, because it's a more it's a more regulated environment. You're going to be a lot safer, more secure, more peace of mind if you're in a resort, because you can't really police beaches as well as resorts, so all kinds of people can show up at the beaches, however rare it might be in your particular area. But yeah, I wanted to give you this word of encouragement about your body. I guarantee you, your body is good enough for naturism. And I guarantee you, whatever you look like, whether you think you look too good or too bad or whatever for naturism, no, naturism is for you too. And I guarantee you, naturists will accept you just the way you are. With that, if I go on, I'm probably going to be rambling, so it's time for the Patreon shout out. This episode of Mudwalkers has been brought to you by my generous supporters over on Patreon. Natureham, Todd, Jacob, J. Sweets, Edward, John S., Joseph, Charlie, Lionheart, Adam, Edward T., Nate, Cyan, John W., Clifton, Trev, None Here, Alan M., Marty, Hank, Austin, Martin, Incidental Star, Dorian, Naked AJ, Sup, Benjamin, and Careerbo. Thank you all so much for your support on Patreon. You guys are making Mudwalkers possible. You're making my work sustainable, so I can't thank you enough for what you're doing. If you're interested in my Patreon, there's a link in the description. By all means, go ahead and check it out. With that, I'll end the video here. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Ke'u no do'ai.